Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Joshua Ingalls, and I'm here with Austin Rutherford from Wright Real Estate Group. Austin was actually one of my very first coaching clients, and on his very first deal that I helped coach him through, he made over $100,000, $103,000, and it was his best deal he did up until about a month ago. Or he made 106, so you can't be doing this good, Austin. But no, congratulations on all your success, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
You're doing
man.
new construction, rehabs, buying rentals. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Started about 4 years ago when you started coaching me. Been building houses, rehabbing houses since then. I got about 20 projects going on right now.
Awesome.
4 to 5 on the market, and then about 15 under construction in the planning stages as well. So doing that, my 25th birthday is on Friday. Outside of that, just trying to stay busy.
Man, so you started literally at the age of, was it 20 or 21 investing?
20.
Wow, that's awesome, man. So from 20 years old, now you're going to be 25. So you've built this. I mean, most people that are 25 might just be getting getting out of college, not even figured out their life yet, what their purpose is. So,
Yeah.
Man, congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
And I know we drive the same car, so that's...
Absolutely.
So you've got good taste, we know that. But tell me, how did you go, walk me through your journey from your first deal to where you are now. Tell me about the first deal, the challenges you encountered, and then just from doing one deal to now where you're at now.
Yeah, first of all, appreciate you having me on. But basically when I started, it was a long road for me. The day I decided like, hey, I'm gonna flip houses, it took me 16 months to actually make a penny in the business. So for the first 10 months of my business, every day I was looking at houses, sending out direct mail, sending out postcards, going to look at houses on the MLS. I mean, every single day I was out there trying to find a deal, and it just didn't work out. And then 10 months in, finally got a house, put it under contract. We were actually on the phone call about it. He kind of taught me how to negotiate it, put it under contract, do an inspection, bring in an engineer, things like that.
Because you did an addition, if I remember right, on that one, right?
Yeah, so we found a bunch of termite damage, and then we had the engineer draw that up. Then we tore it down, added an addition on it. So we ended up getting a $28,000 reduction from the purchase price from the inspection. So then from buying that deal to selling that deal was about a 6-month process. It's the second biggest rehab to date that I've ever done in my life. The construction on it was $175,000 alone.
Wow.
I was 20 years old, never been in construction, never been in real estate. Just kind of leaned on my mentors and just dove right into it. So, I mean, we gutted it all the way out, reframed it, put about 30 grand into the foundation, 600 square foot addition, 2-car garage. I mean, we did everything top to bottom. Put it on the market, and within 7 hours, we had 8 offers.
Woo!
So
Nice. Seven offers in 8 hours. Wow, I think you got me beat. You might be a better real estate agent than me. Don't tell anyone. But man, that's awesome. So take me. So that's your very first deal.
Mm-hmm.
While you were doing that deal, were you working on any other projects, or how did the evolution go from that first deal to doing where you're at now? So what was your second, third, fourth deal like?
Yeah, so we sold that house. I had about a 2-month layover where I couldn't find my next project. And then bought one, quit my job after I bought my second house.
Yep.
Bought that, rehabbed it, sold it, bought another one during that rehab. So I did 1 house basically the first year and a half. And then I did 7 the second year, 20 last year, and currently, like I said, we have about 20 projects going on.
That's awesome. So let's go back to that first deal. So obviously, like you said, this was your the second largest rehab
to date.
So what were some of the challenges on that project? I mean, most of the time when I'm, coaching newer students, you were a rarity, right? When I'd give you something, I'd tell you to do something, you'd go out and actually do it.
Do it.
And then, we'd have our call, and I'd be like, hey, did you do your homework? And I'd be like, did you do this? And you'd be like, yep.
Yes.
Wow. So, but I mean, that made a difference. But most people, I recommend your very first deal. I really don't recommend doing a $175,000 renovation for most people. So I know you've had some challenges. So talk about some of the challenges on that first deal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The good thing is we had a $25,000 contingency on that.
Yeah.
Still went over that, but that was a nice saving grace. So if you're getting into any project, one of the first things I would recommend is having a contingency budget in it. And then two, hiring professional people. Because at the end of the day, if you're not already in construction, you have no clue what you're doing. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I brought in engineers to give full reports, brought in architects to give a full drawing of the house and everything. So really all the questions they were all answered on the front end. So just hiring professionals, and then also making sure you have it very laid out with your contractor at the beginning. That was one of our saving graces. I mean, we had a independent contractors agreement, a scope of work, a draw schedule, lien releases, a W-9. We got through the project with the same general contractor, but we were butting heads along the way. But that paperwork and that planning and that detailed scope of work on the front end is really what saved us and made it. We saved a ton of money because there's a lot of back and forth. And he was like, "We need this, we need that," and I had signatures on all the pages, and it was clearly written out exactly what we needed done.
Yeah, I mean, you followed the systems to a T. I mean, like you said, you got all the proper paperwork filled out, everything. So that way, you covered your assets. I mean, really making sure every single paperwork was signed that was supposed to. Really is going to protect you if you are looking to do a big renovation. Make sure you have your paperwork in order. And like Austin said, you need to have a very, very detailed scope of work.
Extremely.
If every room should be outlined. There's so many things that could go wrong.
We even put the SKU numbers in them.
Yeah.
Like we tell them this light fixture, this tile, this paint color, this color siding, this color shingles. I mean, it's as detailed as you can make it. It can never be over detailed.
Yeah, absolutely. So how are you sourcing your deals now?
Yeah, so we do a lot of direct mail postcards. We actually started cold calling a lot. That's our #1 lead source now.
Great.
So just driving neighborhoods, picking up the phone, skip tracing them, cold calling them. Writing handwritten letters to houses that you're really aggressive towards. We were doing some pay-per-click. We stopped it about a month ago, but we'll probably get back on that. But it's really cold calling and direct mail at this point.
That's great. Yeah, cold calling, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to get deals because there's not a lot of people out there doing it.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to cold call, there's people you can hire to do that.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. So that's how you're sourcing your deals. How are you funding your deals?
Yeah, so majority, I'd say 80–90% is through private money. So we got lenders lined up, ready to go. If the project's too big or everyone's tapped out, there's a hard money group that we use. They allow second mortgages, so that's a saving grace. So we'll put the hard money on it. Let's say it's a $40,000 gap for the second loan. We'll bring in $80,000 on it. So then we'll use the 40 to fund it and the remaining 40 to float the cost until we get reimbursed on it. That's
great. Yeah. So you're able to leverage. So are you bringing the full 80 as a second or 40? Did you say 40?
The full 80,000.
Full 80,000. Yeah, because then what that's allowing you to do is keep cash in your bank account to keep you safe. So no, that's great. And what would you recommend someone that's just starting out that they don't even know where to begin? Do you have some advice for someone that's just starting out?
Yeah. One of the biggest hurdles you'll get into if you want to rehab homes is finding private money. I was 20 years old when I started. I mean, I'm asking people for $200,000–$300,000 as a kid. The big thing that triggered me at the beginning, I thought I was asking people for things, asking them to trust me with their life savings, asking them to give me a few $100,000, which was an uncomfortable position to be in because I don't like asking people for things. But then it switched on me that once you realize that what you're providing to these people, it's an unmatched opportunity anywhere else. They can't get the return that you're giving them, backed by a first mortgage, backed by a promissory note, insurance, hazard insurance, all those things. Once that triggers and you switch, that you're giving them an opportunity that they literally can't get anywhere else. I ask everybody now. Literally every single person.
You don't ask, you present.
Exactly.
You present an opportunity.
Exactly. I present an opportunity to them. And I do it to everybody because I know they can't get a better opportunity anywhere else.
Correct.
And without me, I'm doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
So if they tell me no, that's their loss, and I move on to the next person. So that's the big thing on the raising private money side. But as far as getting started,
so real quick on that. So it's all about mindset. You know, again, if you're watching this and you're trying to, you know, again, you're trying to raise money and you're like, I can't ask for money. Remember, the returns that you can offer people in real estate that's secured, just like Austin said, by a mortgage. There's a promissory note and insurance. You can't get that in the stock, you know, in the stock market. There's no insurance policy if the stock is $50 one day and then 30 the other, and it's something they can drive by every day if they want to.
Yeah.
You probably depends. You probably let them on the projects.
Yeah.
Somewhat get involved if you allow that, but no, that's great. And then so that's about money. What advice do you have to someone about finding deals?
Yeah, just getting started in general. Find somebody that's doing it at a high level, whether it's on YouTube, someone in your local market, a mentor, whatever it is. There's a system already out there to do this. We're all making money in real estate. Don't try and recreate the wheel. Just do what they've already done. So just get out and do it at the end of the day. Send out the marketing. People always ask me, what's the best list to market to? I've bought a house from literally every single list you can market to. Every single marketing stream you can do, I bought a house from it. So it's not about what's the best list. It's about the consistency that you do it with. Yeah. So send out the direct mail. Learn from it. People will call you in, cuss you out, say, oh, well, I got to change this sentence now. So just get it out the door, get the phone ringing, get comfortable taking phone calls, and then adjust it from there. So the biggest thing, the reason I see the most people fail is just because they don't go out and do it. You're not going to buy a house if you can't market for a house, whether that's letters, cold calling, bandit signs, Craigslist, wholesalers. That's all marketing. So you got to go out there and get your name out there so people call you and you can take leads. So the biggest thing for me is just actually doing it, getting out of your own way at the end of the day. That's
great. And then a final question for somebody to, obviously you had some challenges with the contractor. I think everyone, if you haven't had challenges with the contractor at some point, you will. You will. So tell me a little bit about how are you finding contractors, vetting them? What's your process for that? Yeah, great question. So it started out, I put it on social media. I was like, hey, I'm doing this. If anybody has any good general contractors that are licensed, bonded, insured with the city of Columbus, connect them with me. So I did that, got some people coming in, so that's one way of doing it. Other ways is going to like Lowe's and Home Depot, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Don't go there at noon. You don't want the guys that are showing up to work at 12. Yep. So go there bright and early, just kind of sit out there, wait until trucks start pulling up, go up, introduce yourself. Another huge one is literally everywhere I go, if I'm driving down the street in neighborhoods that I'm rehabbing in and I see work going on in a house, I'll park my car and walk inside and just be like, hey, my name's Austin, who's running the show? Yeah. And once you walk in, you'll see them in real work. So you'll know like how clean the job site is, if the guys are smoking on the job site, if they're drunk, if they're very like neat. Like I've walked in the job sites, everyone stops working, which is awesome. Like that's very respectful. I want those type of people working for me. So just walking in, introducing yourself. Yeah, that's great. That, in my opinion, that's one of the best ways to find contractors, especially let's say you see a row of like 4 or 5 houses being built right next to each other. Yeah. Obviously that investor that's building 4 or 5 houses in a row knows what they're doing, so they're more than likely got a good high level contractor. And absolutely, you go on the job site, looks like a bomb went off. You just walk right back out that door. So no, that's great. And we'll just wrap it up with how can people get in contact with you, and how can people learn more about you? Yeah, so my Instagram, Facebook, my name's Austin Rutherford. Instagram's austin.wrightpg, RIGHTPG.com, no W. You can also go to flippingtherightway.com as well. Flipping the Right Way. Man, that's great. All right, Austin, well, again, congratulations, man. Keep crushing it, and I'll see you guys soon. See you guys.